Good afternoon and welcome to Freedom 55 Adventure with Torsten and Starla. Thank you for joining us on this journey today. This video is a little different. We traveled from David to Panama City, crossing much of Panama, visiting many areas that our viewers have requested to see. We've made this video with chapters so that you can skip to the areas that are of interest to you. We will be staying in Panama City, Valle de Anton, and Playa Blanca. If you have never been to Panama and want a quick peek of it, this video will show you a vast area of communities, cities, tropical landscapes, and the ocean. We try to touch on many areas of interest so we can educate ones on what this beautiful country realistically looks like. More importantly, what it may have to offer you if you are thinking of living here full or part-time. This video will provide you with glimpses of the vast area that we were driving through today. So arriving in San Felix, which is 40 kilometers from David, it is located on the Pan American Highway. So here we are pulling in. There's a number of bus stops here. Many buses come here. It's a very busy area, so you'll see a lot of locals coming and going from the area. This is also the area at which you want to get off your bus if you're coming from David or Panama City or other areas in order to visit Las Lajas. Here I recommend that you get off the bus and take a taxi into Las Lajas Beach area. If you haven't seen the video, please visit it on Freedom 55 Adventure and take a peek at it. So again, here we are pulling in, and I always like to grab my snacks at the beginning of every trip. So here it's a little bit different than Canada. I kind of grab whatever I like at the gas bar when fueling up. It's a lot different than Canada. So there I like to get my corn chips, pop chips, coffee, whatever. Here, like I said, it's whatever I like. So here we're going to be turning on the highway using a returno. So what that means is you can't turn into the highway. So here's the intersection, you can't turn left. So you go up the highway back towards David and you find a returno. And here we are, we're following this cab, we're turning left. Now we can go back heading towards Panama City. So if you come to Panama, you'll have to learn how to use these, and they're very efficient actually. So soon we're going to be arriving at a checkpoint called the Guabala Checkpoint, and checkpoints are throughout Panama and the cities, and they're to prevent criminal acts, capture people required by the justice system. And here you see a police on the side of the road. That police presence is everywhere in Panama. So here we are arriving at that Guabala checkpoint, and again, here you might be stopped and asked for your passport if you're a tourist, or your cedula, your ID card if you are a resident of Panama, and they might check your license plates as well. And if it's invalid, then they'll ask to see the papers for your vehicle, and if everything's okay, then you're free to go. But just to remember that always be polite if you're traveling in Panama when you come across these checkpoints. Give them a smile, open your windows. They like to see what's going on in the car. And remember that Panama has zero tolerance for alcohol. So here we are heading towards Santiago. There's a policeman right behind the truck there. So we're heading down the highway. And the red dot is where there's a policeman. He's clocked us. We are getting a ticket. We didn't know it at that point. But here in Panama, sometimes the speed limit changes and there's no signs and you're unaware of it. And they are aware of it, and that's when they ticket you. So here we are getting pulled over and we're receiving a ticket. We are now in Santiago in the Veraguas province located in central Panama. Veraguas is the only province with coasts on both oceans. It's about 250 kilometers from Panama City. It's a bustling hub of rural commercial activity, halfway between the capital and the Costa Rican border and just north of the Azuero Peninsula. It's a good location for a stopover while en route to other locations. The city has many nice places to eat with many hotels to choose from. Here you can find bustling streets filled with clothing vendors, electronic stores, small fondas, which are also restaurants, internet cafes, laundromats. It even has a Price Mart and a shopping mall. It has a movie theater, ATMs, pharmacies, grocery stores, and 3 bus terminals which receive frequent buses bound for David, Panama City, HWY, and Santa Fe. So driving along this street, it kind of looks like it could be in the city of David. So there are some similarities. We stopped at a Peruvian restaurant here in Santiago and we had a wonderful meal, and I wish I could remember the name of it. When I do, I will put it below in the comments. There's a growing expat community here as well. Many people are choosing this city because of the cost of living. It's cheaper than Panama City, and it seems to have a few more amenities than David. This is the Pan American Highway. It goes straight through Santiago. And we're just going to do a drive-by of PriceSmart. PriceSmart is like Costco in Canada. And we decided to quickly stop at the Santiago Mall. One thing I noticed about Panama is that the malls here all have shiny floors. They're very clean. It almost looks like any mall that you would find in North America. Our next district we pass through is Augadulce. It's in the Panamanian province of Cocle. Augadulce means sweet water, and this bustling little district was named by the Spaniards, who were pleased to come across a freshwater well amid the arid landscape. This district is known by its dulce, or sweet, as the town is surrounded by fields and fields of sugarcane. 15 kilometers west of Augadulce is the Santa Rosa refinery. During grinding season, the refinery processes over 6,500 tons of raw sugar cane per day. Because this area is rocky and hilly, the cane must be harvested by hand. 4,000 people are hired to help with the harvesting and the production. So these workers, they're protesting, and the reason why is because the government has frozen their wages. During the 2023 roadblocks, they were part of the roadblocks that were the cause of the country grinding to a halt. Basically, everything being transported across Panama was held up in roadblocks. That meant that the stores, the gas stations, all businesses were running out of food, gas, fuel, medicines, absolutely everything you could think of, causing a lot of the businesses even to go under. So as you will see, coming up on the right-hand side, you will notice windmills. So Panama is jumping on board with the renewable energy, which is nice to see. And we're going to be heading towards Penenome, which is the capital city of HWY in the province of Panama. And this is a bustling crossroads city with a rich history. It was founded in 1581, and Penenome blossomed so quickly that it served as the temporary capital of the isthmus in 1671 after the destruction of the first Panama city, known as Panama Viejo. And until Nuevo Panama, now known as Casco Viejo, was founded a few years later. And of course, there's McDonald's in the background. They have Domino's, Pio Pio, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Subway. Again, we see a lot of the big fast food chains in Penenome. So today, the lifeline of the city is in the Interamericana, which bisects Penenome and ensures a steady stream of goods flowing in and out of the city. If you're heading west, it's likely that you will pass through here at some point. It's also worth hopping off the bus to go and see two of the principal attractions here, and it has its annual festivals and traditional Panama hats. Penenome also serves as a good jumping off point for a nearby artesian town called La Pintada, which also boasts of its freshly rolled cigars. And again, the vendors, they walk between the vehicles. They like to sell everything from pop to chips to you name it, bananas, fruit. A lot of times you'll see people, they'll be doing little acts in the street and things like that for juggling, whatever, balls juggling. They'll try to get a tip out of you as well. As you can see, the bus stops on this side, they're quite crowded. There's also little fruit stands along the way. Often you can pick up great big bags of fresh vegetables that have been picked that morning, and you can pick them up between $5 and $10. And they're just packed with fresh fruits and vegetables. As you can see, we just had a policeman on the side of the road. Again, they're everywhere in Panama. Anton is a small town in the Anton District in the province of HWY. It is located near the northwestern shore of the Gulf of Panama. This district covers a total of 749 kilometers. The capital lies at the city of Anton and is named after the river that runs through its plains. Near the town of Anton are the beaches of Santa Clara and Farallon. So here's the turnoff going to Anton Valley. Also nearby is the Anton Valley, one of the 3 volcanoes in Panama. And again, you see little mini supermarkets here to the left. Tigo is a mobile phone area. Pio Pio is another popular restaurant chain which is found all over Panama. So here we are back on the Pan American Highway, and we're headed towards Rio Hato. Rio Hato is another popular expat area. It's also famous for its Rio Hato airport. So Rio Hato, with the flights that come in and out of there, it's Air Transat and Sunwing Airlines. They're the only airlines that are scheduled stops in Rio Hato. And they have non-stop flights from Rio Hato to Toronto and Montreal. So many Canadian expats that are flying into Western Panama will use the Rio Hato airport. And we're just passing on the right-hand side, Rio Hato Mall, and coming up here is the Rio Hato runway tunnel, where the planes will go over top of the highway. So here we are, we're coming up to the turnoff to the Rio Hato Airport. And we're heading on past Coronado in the Panama Oeste province. And again, McDonald's seen everywhere, Super 99, Ray. It's a huge grocery store in Coronado. Coronado has a lot of shopping here. You have a variety of different restaurants and shops to choose from for shopping. You can find anything there that you need. There is a lot of expats that have settled in the Coronado area over the years. It's a very popular spot. Coaches on the left-hand side that we just passed is a place where you can get everything for doing home renovations. As we get closer to Panama City, like we're doing in the video, you start to see more and more businesses. So we're heading to La Chorrera. La Chorrera is outside of Panama City, and it starts to get more and more bogged down with traffic the closer we get. You see a lot of these people selling wares in the middle of the road. They sell everything from handicrafts to water, you know, little trinkets, things like that. This is a Rojo bus here in front of us. They are very loud, very bumpy, very interesting to go on. If you haven't been on one, I suggest you take one. And we're passing the SkyTrain. This is a new train, a transportation system that is now being built to take people out from Panama City to La Chorrera. La Chorrera is a very highly densely populated area in Panama, and a lot of people live there, and they will commute into Panama City, and you have to watch which times on the highway that you're going to be going to Panama City, because literally you can be stuck for hours and hours going into Panama City or out of Panama City. So here we are pulling into Panama City, and we're crossing over the Centennial Bridge. Again, in the video, we did not travel during peak times, so it looks like it's easy sailing through. But literally, if you go at high peak times, you will get caught in traffic. So this is a Panama City Causeway. The causeway, by the way, is built out of all the materials that were removed from the Panama Canal when they were digging it. So they had put it all out here. So this is all area from the earth that was taken out of the Panama Canal. The Amador Causeway is a beautiful area just to even stroll up and down. A lot of times you see people on their rollerblades or on their bicycles, or people strolling with their families. And it's just a beautiful area to come out and visit. So when you're in Panama City, you definitely have to come out to the causeway. They have double-decker city tours as well, a hop-on, hop-off tour. I definitely suggest that you take that. There's also a number of restaurants and hotels out on the causeway. So this is the beach restaurant. and the beach house. This is where we stayed and we really enjoyed it. It had a beautiful view of the ocean, and we did a lot of drone footage here, and we just absolutely loved our stay here. The rooms were nice and clean. Love the big shower. The staff was really friendly. And we had a really nice balcony that overlooked the harbor. You can see the curtains blowing around. It's really nice. You can sit out there, have a glass of wine, and it has nice sea breezes. And then we have the harbor lights. You can hear the music playing and the restaurants. The marina has a fantastic restaurant as well. We've been there a number of times. It's really well priced and the food is excellent. So here's the view of the hotel as we're flying back in from over the ocean in the area. This is the beach house. This is where we stayed. I was amazed at how big Panama City was when I first arrived and when I first seen the city. And I wasn't quite expecting it to look so modern, but it is a very modern looking city, and it has everything else that all the other major cities in Canada have. We're back at the beach house. You can catch cabs from anywhere in Panama City out to the Causeway, and a lot of times when you're going back into the city, you want to do some shopping, you just stand out on the Causeway and you can flag back a taxi going back into town. If you like to get up in the morning and do your morning stroll, it's really a beautiful place to stay. We loved walking down the Causeway. We thought about renting some of these little scooters here that you see, but we decided now we'd stay on our 2 feet and take in a stroll and get our exercise. But these are just some examples of what you can do in the area. They have a little exercise park here where you can jump on these machines and you can work out. La Vida Bella. At night, this place fills up and people come out. The families come out with their children. They bring them for an ice cream, let them run around. So they really like to have their socialization at night. Again, you can get a bunch of different foods here on the Causeway, everything from fast food to fine dining. Seafood, they have Italian, they have Panamanian, they have everything out here. It's kind of nice to come and do some of the filming when it's not busy, rather than have to have walking around people and people in the way. It's a lot easier just to kind of come out and get the filming done when people are at work. Everybody likes to get their picture taken in front of the Panama sign. They have these emergency booths here all over the area, and you just have to push the little red button and you can get emergency vehicles immediately to the area. And this is more of the fine dining area. This place is my favorite. I've been here, I think, 3 times. Every time I go to Panama City, this is where I like to come. The staff are friendly, the food is good, and the prices are right. I just sit out here over the water, overlooking the water, and get to see the fishermen coming and going and people parking their yachts, coming and going. And here we are back on the highway. As you can see, as we went across Panama, you see the little towns, the little villages and the districts, and they all kind of look the same. And then all of a sudden you get into Panama City and everything looks like the big city, and the architecture changes and the buildings change. So that's one thing that I really noticed about going across Panama. So we're heading back out to Coronado, and we're covering this in more detail. So again, Coronado has a lot of the big stores like Ray, Super 99. Again, a lot of the popular restaurants like Domino's Pizza, KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken. And this is a busy area. So Coronado is located on the Inter-America Highway, or known as the Pan American Highway. And you can find pretty much everything here. There's tire shops, there's insurance places. You can find everything in a relatively small area. They have stores like Yogan Fruits, Mobile, Digicel, Domino's Pizza, Metro Pharmacy. They have a laundromat, they have dental clinics, they have a casino, you name it. So here we're heading down into the Coronado Beach area. This is a security checkpoint. We thought we had to stop in. We just pulled up and they just lifted the arm and let us in. They didn't ask for any ID, who we were, whether we lived there or not. So anyways, we just kept on going. As we found out, you could just come and go on the outer lanes of the main security building. So here we are driving into the Coronado area. So Coronado, Panama is a relaxed coastal town. It's just an hour away from Panama City. And this is popular with expats and offers more activities than what you might expect. So Coronado, it's also located on the Arco Seco, which is a dry arch stretch of the coastline. And this is a popular beach town on the Pacific coast of Panama. So once upon a time, it was a quiet area with ranches and pristine beaches, but now it has become a thriving beach resort town with a growing expat community. So with its affordable property, existing infrastructure and amenities such as a country club, supermarkets, golf courses, and a mall, Coronado caters to most first world needs at a reduced cost. The climate is ideal with temperatures around 85 Fahrenheit and consistently low rainfall. So we finally found a little walkway to the beach, because it's very hard to get to the beach once you get down in the area. It's all full of mansions and gates, and you cannot just kind of walk through someone's yard and get to the beach. So we found that little walkway. We went down to the beach, and this is what the view looks like. It has the black sand, volcanic sand mixed in with the regular sand, so you see this unique coloration on the beach. So the lifestyle in Coronado is laid back and relaxed with a friendly community of English-speaking locals. The presence of San Fernando Clinic, equipped with modern medical facilities and English-speaking doctors, has also contributed to its appeal. Coronado offers everything from luxury condos to cozy resale homes to lots of every shape and size, but to save as much as possible, you can look into the neighboring area of Gorgona, which is down the beach, And you won't find a lot of houses on the water, but many of the properties available here are just a 5 to 10-minute walk to the beach. The area around Coronado is very well maintained. What you'll see is a lot of gardeners out trimming up the hedges, doing the grass, keeping everything pristine and clean. So you can hire a gardener from $25 to $35 a day. The same for a maid, so you can get full day of maid service with, they do everything for that price. Again, we get out a little bit and we get on the dirt roads, and that's when you start to see the walls are not always walled in. They'll have a nice fenced, but it won't be this 15-foot high concrete wall. And here's an example of some of the apartments here in the distance. And then we drive down this road, and then all of a sudden it has a gate across it. We can't access it, so then we had to turn around. So this area is away from the beach, but it's still in the Coronado area. A lot of these homes, people are not living in, they're living in their homes back in wherever the States, Canada, wherever. And you'll see that it'll just be the gardener out maintaining the place. I found Coronado to be warm. Living in David was warm, but I was checking the temperatures as we did this trip across Panama. And basically the temperatures down on the Pan American Highway stay about the same. So if you're ever wondering about temperatures in Panama, just Google temperature today in Coronado, temperature today in Panama City, temperature today in David. Again, if you're looking for rentals, you can always go to NQTerra24, Kijiji, Craigslist. Join Facebook groups if you're looking for in the Coronado area. Join Facebook groups in Coronado, and then you can post your question saying you're looking for a rental or you're looking for real estate, and you can usually get some great answers from people that are on those groups. The sidewalks in Coronado are really good, by and far. I mean, you're going to find some sidewalks that aren't, but most of them are maintained and they're pretty good. I would say that if you had mobility issues, this is one area that is definitely a lot better than, say, other areas in Panama. Other areas of Panama are not conducive to people being on walkers, wheelchairs, and things like that. But here you could pretty much walk around on a walker. Again, here, as you can see, there's no sidewalks. So I'm glad I brought that point out. Here's some more residential towers. People are living in these, and you can find these on Craigslist as well, or on real estate sites. The streets are nice and wide in Coronado. Up in Boquete and David, the streets are a lot narrower. The same with other smaller towns and districts in Panama. This is not the norm. It is hot here, and I think that's probably why we're not seeing a lot of people out walking around. I know if I lived in Coronado, I'd probably be inside where the air conditioning is, or right by the pool, or right on the ocean. Coming from Canada, I really can't take the heat that well. But, you know, for people that come here from the States, from Arizona, this is a perfect environment for them. So if you guys have any questions, just pop them in the comments below. And if you'd like to like and subscribe to our channel, that just helps us along as we're developing our channel. And it also helps us to know what you guys want to see next. Apartment here on the left hand side, big beautiful glass balconies. Parking lot of one of the major shopping centers down here. They have a few shopping centers down in the Coronado area, and they cater to everything. They have a lot of the chain restaurants like McDonald's, Domino's, Kentucky Fried Chicken, things like that. And they have these little walkways over the highway so that people can go from one shopping area to the other safely. a number of pizza places. Panamanians seem to really like pizza. I noticed that there's a number of different pizza chains and pizza restaurants in Panama. They have a number of banks in the area. There's another pizza place. This little place is great. We ate there a couple of times. The service is good. And the food was great, and the price was really bang on as well. So we're coming up to the turnoff to El Valle. So El Valle is a 2-hour drive from Panama City on a very picturesque drive, windy road. There's one way in and one way out. The road up to El Valle in some areas is very tight and narrow, so you have to be aware when you're on the road. Don't take your eyes off the road at all, especially because there's large trucks sometimes coming down the hill, and oftentimes they come into your lane, so you really need to be aware on some of these back Panamanian roads. At times you have to drive around potholes, so it's not the worst road that I've been on, but again, you have to, drive with, you can take in the scenery, but also keep your eyes on the road because you don't want to end up in a pothole. I just love the drive up here. It's so beautiful. On the way up, there's little places where you can stop in and grab a really good cup of coffee or a little snack, an empanada or something. So again, people just set up and they have places where you can grab a coffee, you can purchase some pottery. There's a lot of places that have outdoor garden stuff for sale. So you could just pull in and you can just stop one place after another, and it's almost like a little shopping trip on the way up to El Valle. The temperatures are really nice up here. It's at 600 meters above sea level. So if you're looking to visit a place in Panama that's cooler, this is definitely something that you want to take advantage of and go up and see or stay up in the area. Just so you know, the town is located on the site of an extinct volcano, the largest in Panama in prehistoric times. This fact is endowed the area with hot springs and fertile land ideal for flowers and vegetables. The soil from El Valle is sold all over Panama because it's rich, it's dark in nutrients, and people just love it for growing their plants in. El Valle is also a land of history and legend, inhabited for hundreds of years by several Native American tribes, and the area is famous for some rare petroglyphs. The lush vegetation of El Valle harbors great biological diversity, including golden frogs and square trees. The frogs are found only in El Valle and Campana National Park. A good place to see them is at the El Nispero Zoo and Plant Nursery. Also on show, there is the flower of the Holy Spirit. It's a rare orchid, and it's Panama's national flower. The Butterfly Haven affords another ecotourism opportunity in the valley. It consists of an enclosed garden, home to hundreds of butterflies and the plants they live on. Bilingual guides give an interesting commentary on them as well. On the weekends, especially on Sunday, this is an otherwise quiet and relaxed El Valle. It becomes a picturesque country shopping center celebrating its most popular tradition, the market. In this event, locals and residents of the neighboring towns gather to offer an impressive variety of flowers, handicrafts, rattan furniture, fruits, vegetables, and flowers. In recent years, a number of fine lodging facilities have also opened up in this town. They have a hot springs up here as well. So you can Google Hot Springs El Valle, it'll come up, and it's known for its therapeutic properties. There's a number of really good restaurants that you can eat at in town. A lot of them are just along the main drag here. Open air restaurants, just park your car, walk up, order yourself a good meal. The town, the roads are really good. They're wider than Boquete. They're not crowded like Boquete, but it is definitely a lot more laid back and less to do, and it doesn't have as many stores. It's quickly gaining popularity with the expats. Again, if you're looking for cooler temperatures in Panama, you need to go to the mountain areas if you like the hot beachside areas, and obviously places like Coronado, are more for your liking. A lot of the locals will use their bicycles here, as you can see them driving up and down the road on their bikes. And again, the bus system is excellent in Panama. You can get anywhere on a bus. There's bus service up here. It'll take you to, Panama City, David. It'll take you down to Coronado. So again, if you don't own a car, that's fine. If you move here, you can get around quite comfortably on bus, and it's very, very affordable. So we decided that we would go to the Golden Frog Hotel, and it's beautiful. It has a gorgeous pool up in the mountains. It was very quiet. We like to stay at quiet places, and this was a nice quiet hotel, and we got the last room there, so we were really happy. So this is our room. We were very fortunate to get the last room. It had everything we needed. Fridge, coffee pot, little outdoor area to sit at, a beautiful, comfortable king-size bed. Had a beautiful large shower, as you can see. And it was very clean. The staff was really friendly. The food was excellent. The drinks were well prepared as well. And here we are at the market. It's alive with action. Everybody brings their fruits and vegetables, herbs. You can get absolutely everything here. That's one thing about living in this area, is that this market has it all. Has a beautiful variety of fruits and vegetables. Sometimes when you go to a grocery store in an area in Panama, they won't have a huge variety of things. And that can be really hard if you're trying to make a recipe or something that you really want to have from back home. You'll struggle sometimes to get all the ingredients, where here I think you pretty much have it all that I could see. This really is a one-stop shop place. Local artisans that come in and they are selling their wares, basket weaving, painting. I love the brightly painted parrots. I haven't bought one, but I love the look of them. The macaws, the fish. I like how they do the work on the coconuts, how they kind of do this kind of carving in the coconuts. This is where you want to pick up your souvenirs. So around the corner outside here you can get some sweets, some soup, cup of coffee. Chicken, fish, and the prices are like under $8. Here's a glimpse into one of the grocery stores in El Valle for those who haven't seen our videos. They offer a variety of products, including imported items that expats enjoy. While there's a bit of everything, Amazon may be a better option for harder to find items in smaller towns like this one. So you can see in the coolers they have everything from fruit to alcohol to vegetables, cheeses. They have a lot of pastas in the stores as well, tomato sauce. North American imported chips seem to be a little bit more expensive than the Panamanian brands. And here's the meat counter. They have chicken, fish, meat. We decided to stop in here and have lunch, and it was really good. There was a hungry stray dog that came up, and I fed him a little bit, Gave him some water and he laid down at my feet and went to sleep. I don't mind sharing my lunch with a stray dog that needs a meal. After we finish our meal in El Valle, we head back down the mountain to Rio Hato. We stop in at Ocean Mall, which is strategically located at the entrance of Rio Hato, just minutes from beautiful beaches. The shopping plaza is on the Pan American Highway that is the entrance to Playa Blanca Resort, Royal Decameron, Buenaventura Golf and Beach Resort, and Playa Farallon. It is close to Rio Hato's Scarlett Martinez Airport. It will be your first stop shop before you head to any one of these exclusive resorts. So a decade ago, Playa Blanca was little more than a small fishing village, but today it's booming. Real estate is expensive, and there are condominiums and hotels and personal residences like the ones on the right-hand side, as you'll soon see as we're driving in. So this is definitely not Panama's most authentic destination, but it's attractive and it's fairly relaxing. The grounds are kept pristine. Some more advertising for real estate. So as we come in, there's a big turnabout circle. There's lots of parking. This is a big reception area at Town Center. We ended up at Town Center because we could not get into the Rio. It was fully booked. So this is our room. We managed to book online. And we had a beautiful open concept kitchen. It had everything we needed, a microwave, fridge. It had all the dishes and glasses, can opener, things like that. And it was open so you could just go straight through the room out onto the balcony. So it had that nice airy feeling. It had 2 king-size beds. It was very clean. We just love the energy at the hotel here. There is a couch there that could come out into a bed as well, so you could actually put 6 people in this room. The showers were nice and clean. It had a separate toilet off to the edge, which is really nice. I like that. It had his and hers closets on each side. So Playa Blanca means white in Spanish, and that's exactly what this beach is. It's a pretty white sand stretch of coast that's continuous with Playa Farallon and Playa Santa Clara. Like those beaches, Playa Blanca is a great spot to sunbathe and swim. Despite the presence of several large resorts nearby, the beach is broad enough and it doesn't feel too crowded. And again, this is the largest saltwater pool in Central America and the Caribbean. There's a large play area that they have for children, so it's really geared for families as well, but it's not close to a lot of the other places where the adults want to hang out. So you still have that separation, so you have the quietness of the resort if you want that tranquil feeling. Here is the courtyard, and it has a few restaurants around in this little area. You can get breakfast and a great cup of coffee. There is a small store as well that you can buy some things at. This resort seamlessly combines modern luxury and natural beauty, making it an ideal destination for families, couples, friends, and groups. So this is a walk down to the ocean. And this beach just goes on forever. This beach never seems crowded. It's just so big and it can accommodate large populations of people. So the day that we went out, as you can see, there's hardly anybody on the beach. I like wide open beaches and spaces. I do not like going to beaches where you can hardly put a towel down. You don't have to worry about that with the beaches in Panama. You can see some of the volcanic sand, or like twinkling diamonds. And then we come on to the beach area where people are selling their wares. Again, this is very popular that the locals will come out, they'll lay out big blankets and put everything out for you to sell, and for them to sell and for you to buy. We're heading over to the Rio Hotel. This is the area that we couldn't get into. We didn't book far enough in advance. It's an all-inclusive resort. This place was really busy, but out on the beach, it wasn't very busy at all. It had large walkways from the hotel to the beach area. It had a number of different swimming pools. It had quite a few people there, but you didn't feel like it was overcrowded. Just the layout of the whole resort was beautiful. Lots of covered chairs for those of you who like to stay out of the sun. And if you're like me, you like to be in the pool, sitting up to one of those bar stools in the pool, having a nice cold drink. Lots of swim-up bars. And it was immaculate, absolutely immaculate. You couldn't find garbage anywhere. Well, thank you for joining us on this trip. So please like and subscribe, you guys. Take care.